Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Daily English Talks. I'm Mia, and today we are going to practice something very important. Thinking in English. We will go slow, we will listen carefully, we will repeat together, and we will practice using simple sentences from daily life. This way, you can build your fluency and feel more confident when you speak English. So, take a deep breath, relax, and let's start this journey together. Thinking in English is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. When you think in English, you do not have to translate words in your head. You speak naturally, you feel confident, and you enjoy speaking. But how do we start thinking in English? The answer is simple. We start with simple sentences. We start with what we know. We practice slowly, and we make it a daily habit. Let me give you an example. You wake up in the morning. You open your eyes. Instead of thinking in your language, you say in your mind, I wake up, I open my eyes, I take a deep breath, I sit on the bed, I stretch my arms, I stand up slowly, I walk to the bathroom. These are very simple sentences, but when you repeat them every day in English, they become your habit, and soon you start thinking in English without any effort. Let us practice this morning routine together. I wake up, I open my eyes, I take a deep breath, I sit on the bed, I stretch my arms and legs, I stand up slowly. I walk to the bathroom, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I smile in the mirror, I feel fresh, I get ready for the day. These small sentences are the beginning of your thinking in English. Now, imagine you are making your breakfast. You can think in English about everything you do. I walk to the kitchen. I open the fridge. I take out some eggs. I take out some milk. I take a frying pan. I crack the eggs. I pour them into the pan. I cook them. Slowly, I toast some bread. I make a cup of tea. I sit at the table. I eat my breakfast. I drink my tea. I feel ready for the day. When you practice thinking like this, you will stop translating in your mind. You will feel that English is becoming natural for you. You will speak more smoothly. Your sentences will come out easily. You will not feel nervous. This is the power of thinking in English. Let's do a small practice together now. Repeat after me. Slowly. I wake up in the morning. I take a deep breath. I get out of bed. I brush my teeth. I make my breakfast. I drink my tea. I leave the house. I go to work. I do my job. I meet my friends. I enjoy my day. I come back home. I relax. I sleep well. These are simple but powerful sentences. You can use them every day. Now, let's move to some more situations. Imagine you are at a grocery store. You can think in English about everything you see and do. I walk into the store. I pick a shopping cart. I walk to the fruit section. I choose some apples. I pick some bananas. I look at the vegetables. I buy some carrots and lettuce. I check the dairy section. I pick up a carton of milk. I look for some eggs. I find them. I go to the counter. I pay for the groceries. I thank the cashier. I leave the store. This is a very good practice. You can do this every time you go shopping. Let's repeat together slowly. I walk into the store. I pick a shopping cart. I choose some fruits. I pick some vegetables. I check the dairy section. I pay for the groceries. I leave the store. These simple sentences help you think naturally in English. Now let's practice a conversation in your mind. Imagine you meet a friend. You can think in English about the conversation. I see my friend. I say, hello. I ask, how are you? My friend says, I'm good. How are you? I say, I'm fine. Thank you. We smile. We talk about our day. I tell my friend about my work. My friend talks about their family. We laugh together. We enjoy the moment. We say goodbye. We plan to meet again. Let's repeat slowly. I see my friend. I say, hello. I ask, how are you? My friend says, I'm good. I say, I'm fine. Thank you. We talk about our day. We laugh. We say goodbye. Thinking like this helps you feel ready to speak with real people. You will know what to say, and you will say it with confidence. You don't. I have to memorize big words. You just need to practice small sentences every day. Let me give you more daily examples. You are walking in the park. You think in English, I walk in the park. I see the trees. I hear the birds. I feel the wind. I sit on a park bench. I relax. I watch people walking. I smile. I feel happy. Now repeat after me slowly. I walk in the park. I see the trees. I hear the birds. I sit on a bench. I relax. I smile. Now think about another situation. You are cooking dinner at home. You can think in English. I go to the kitchen. I wash my hands. I cut the vegetables. I heat the pan. I cook the food. I stir it slowly. I taste it. It is delicious. I serve the food. I sit down to eat. I enjoy my meal. Let's repeat together. I go to the kitchen. I wash my hands. I cut the vegetables. I cook the food. I taste it. I serve the food. I eat. I enjoy my meal. You can also practice thinking in English when you clean your house. I pick up the broom. I sweep the floor. I dust the furniture. I clean the windows. I mop the floor. I take out the trash. I wash the dishes. I fold the laundry. I feel good when my house is clean. Let's say it together slowly. I sweep the floor. I clean the windows. I wash the dishes. I fold the laundry. I take out the trash. My house is clean. I feel good. This kind of thinking will help you practice every day. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. You just need to make this a habit. Every small thing you do in a day. You can describe it in your mind in English. You will see how much better you get over time. Now, let's take a moment and practice some daily routine sentences together slowly. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I take a shower. I get dressed. I have breakfast. I leave home. I take the bus. I arrive at work. I greet my coworkers. I start working. I have lunch at noon. I finish work at 5. I go back home. I have dinner. I watch television. I go to bed at 10. I sleep well. Repeat these sentences slowly with me. I wake up at 7. I take a shower. I have breakfast. I go to work. I have lunch. I finish work. I go home. I have dinner. I go to bed. I sleep well. Every time you say these sentences, you are training your brain to think in English. You are making English your habit, and you are building your fluency step by step. When you go outside, there are many chances to think in English. Imagine you are walking to the bus stop. You can say in your mind, I leave the house. I lock the door. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. I check the bus. Time, the bus arrives. I get on the bus. I find a seat. I sit down. I look out the window. I listen to music. I enjoy the ride. I get off at my stop. I walk to my destination. Now let's repeat some of these together slowly. I leave the house. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. I get on the bus. I sit down. I look out the window. I enjoy the ride. I get off at my stop. This simple practice helps you use English in your mind whenever you are outside. You don't have to speak out loud. Just think in English while you go about your day. Let us practice another situation. Imagine you are in a cafe. You can think in English. I enter the cafe. I smile at the staff. I look at the menu. I order a coffee. I say, 1 coffee, please. I pay for the coffee. I sit at a table. I wait for my drink. The waiter brings my coffee. I say thank you. I take a sip. I enjoy the taste. I look around the cafe. I relax. Now repeat after me slowly. I enter the cafe. I look at the menu. I order a coffee. I sit at a table. I drink my coffee. I relax. These sentences may seem simple, but they help you build the habit of thinking naturally in English. Now imagine you are talking to a shop assistant. You can think like this. I walk into the shop. I look at the clothes. I find a nice shirt. I ask, how much is this? The assistant says, it's $20. I say, thank you. I decide to buy it. I go to the counter. I pay for the shirt. I take my bag. I leave the shop. Let us practice together. I walk into the shop. I find a nice shirt. I ask, how much is this? I buy it. I leave the shop. The more you practice like this, the more natural it becomes. You will feel that English is a part of your daily life. Now let us think about some situations at work. You can think in English at your job. I arrive at work. I greet my coworkers. I check my emails. I start working on my tasks. I have a meeting. I share my ideas. I listen to my team. I take notes. I finish my work. I say goodbye to my coworkers. I leave the office. Now let us repeat together slowly. I arrive at work. I greet my coworkers. I check my emails. I work on my tasks. I have a meeting. I share my ideas. I finish my work. I leave the office. You can also use this practice with your hobbies. Let's say you like reading books. You can think in English. I pick up a book. I open the book. I read a page. I enjoy the story. I turn the page. I read slowly. I understand the words. I learn new things. I close the book. I feel happy. Now let's repeat. I pick up a book. I read a page. I enjoy the story. I turn the page. I close the book. I feel happy. Or maybe you enjoy listening to music. You can say, I play my favorite song. I listen to the music. I enjoy the melody. I sing along. I dance a little. I feel good. I relax. Let us repeat together slowly. I play a song. I listen to music. I sing. I dance. I feel good. I relax. Now let us practice thinking in English about daily tasks. Imagine you are writing a message. I pick up my phone. I open the chat. I type a message. I check the words. I send the message. I wait for a reply. I read the reply. I smile. Repeat after me. I pick up my phone. I open the chat. I type a message. I send the message. I read the reply. I smile. Let us do another example. You are checking the weather. You can say, I open the weather app. I check the temperature. It is sunny today. I smile. I decide to go outside. I enjoy the good weather. Now slowly. I open the app. I check the weather. It is sunny. I go outside. I enjoy the weather. You can also practice when you make plans. I call my friend. I ask, do you want to meet? My friend says, yes. I say, let's meet at the cafe. We decide the time. I feel happy. I look forward to meeting. Repeat after me. I call my friend. I ask, do you want to meet? We make a plan. I feel happy. Let us think about how we can practice thinking in English when we are relaxing. I sit on the sofa. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes. I listen to music. I feel relaxed. I smile. I feel calm. Now repeat. Slowly, I sit on the sofa. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes. I relax. I smile. Even when you are doing simple things like watching television, you can practice. I turn on the television. I choose a show. I watch carefully. I listen to the words. I understand some sentences. I enjoy the story. I learn new words. Repeat with me. I turn on the television. I choose a show. I watch carefully. I enjoy the story. I learn new words. When you think in English, you practice your brain every day. It is like a workout for your language skills. You become stronger. You become more confident. You feel ready to speak. Now let us do a small shadowing practice. I will say simple sentences. You repeat them after me. I wake up. I brush my teeth. I have breakfast. I go to work. I meet my friends. I go shopping. I cook dinner. I watch television. I read a book. I listen to music. I relax. I go to bed. Now one more time slowly. I wake up. I brush my teeth. I have breakfast. I go to work. I meet my friends. I go shopping. I cook dinner. I watch television. I read a book. I listen to music. I relax. I go to bed. This simple habit of shadowing sentences and thinking in English will change your speaking. You will feel the words come out easily. You will not stop to translate. You will speak naturally, and you will feel happy with your progress. Let's practice some more thinking in English with daily activities. Imagine you are at home, getting ready for the day. You can think like this. I wake up early. I turn off the alarm. I sit up in bed. I stretch my arms. I stand up. I walk to the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I comb my hair. I feel fresh. I choose my clothes. I get dressed. I make my bed. I open the window. I breathe in the fresh air. I feel ready for the day. Now let us repeat some of these sentences slowly together. I wake up early. I turn off the alarm. I sit up. I stretch. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I comb my hair. I get dressed. I make my bed. I open the window. I breathe in the fresh air. I feel ready. When you practice like this, you are training your mind to think in English naturally. It becomes easier every time you do it. Now, let's imagine you are making a simple breakfast. I go to the kitchen. I open the fridge. I take out some eggs. I take out some bread. I put the bread in the toaster. I heat a pan. I crack the eggs. I cook the eggs. I butter the toast. I pour a glass of juice. I sit down at the table. I eat my breakfast slowly. I enjoy every bite. I feel satisfied. Now slowly repeat with me. I go to the kitchen. I take out some eggs. I put the bread in the toaster. I heat a pan. I cook the eggs. I sit down. I eat slowly. I enjoy my breakfast. I feel satisfied. Thinking in English about food is a good habit. You can practice this every morning. Now let us think about another part of your day. Getting ready to go out. I pick up my bag. I check if I have everything. I take my phone. I take my wallet. I check the time. I put on my shoes. I put on my jacket. I leave the house. I lock the door. I start walking. I feel the fresh air. I feel good. Repeat slowly. I pick up my bag. I take my phone. I take my wallet. I put on my shoes. I leave the house. I lock the door. I start walking. I feel good. Now imagine you are going to meet a friend. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. The bus arrives. I get on. I find a seat. I look out the window. I enjoy the ride. I get off the bus. I walk to the cafe. I see my friend. I smile. I say hello. We hug. We sit at a table. We talk. We laugh. We enjoy our time together. Let us practice this slowly. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. I get on. I find a seat. I get off. I see my friend. I smile. We sit. We talk. We enjoy. Thinking in English about your social life can help you feel more confident when you meet people. You already have the sentences in your mind. Now think about when you are shopping for groceries. I take a shopping bag. I go to the store. I pick a shopping cart. I walk through the aisles. I pick up some fruit. I check the price. I choose some vegetables. I put them in the cart. I pick up some milk. I look for some bread. I go to the cashier. I pay. I pack my groceries. I thank the cashier. I leave the store. I go back home. Let us repeat together slowly. I take a shopping bag. I go to the store. I pick up fruit. I choose vegetables. I buy some milk. I pay. I thank the cashier. I leave the store. Now let us practice thinking in English when we are cooking dinner. I go to the kitchen. I wash my hands. I wash the vegetables. I cut the vegetables. I heat the oil in the pan. I add the vegetables. I stir them. I add some spices. I cook for a few minutes. I taste the food. I serve the food. On plates. I sit at the table. I eat. I enjoy the meal. Now say it with me slowly. I go to the kitchen. I wash the vegetables. I cut the vegetables. I cook. I serve the food. I eat. I enjoy. When you do this every day, thinking in, English becomes a natural part of your life. Let us now think about when you are cleaning your home. I pick up the broom. I sweep the floor. I dust the furniture. I clean the windows. I vacuum the carpet. I mop the floor. I wipe the table. I wash the dishes. I take out the trash. I fold the laundry. I feel happy when my home is clean. Repeat with me slowly. I sweep the floor. I clean the windows. I vacuum. I wash the dishes. I fold the laundry. I feel happy. Let us also think in English when I are relaxing. I sit on the sofa. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes for a moment. I open a book. I read slowly. I enjoy the story. I drink a cup of tea. I listen to some soft music. I feel calm. I relax. Let us repeat slowly. I sit on the sofa. I take a deep breath. I open a book. I read. I enjoy. I relax. Now, let's imagine you are talking on the phone. I pick up the phone. I call my friend. I say hello. I ask, "How are you?" My friend says, "I'm good." I say, "I'm happy to hear that." We talk about our day. We make plans to meet. We say goodbye. I hang up. I feel happy. Repeat with me. I pick up the phone. I call my friend. I say hello. We talk. We make plans. I say goodbye. I feel happy. Even when you are using your computer, you can think in English. I turn on the computer. I open my email. I read my messages. I reply. I open a document. I write. I save my work. I close the computer. I feel productive. Repeat. Slowly. I turn on the computer. I check my email. I reply. I write. I save my work. I feel productive. Now let us practice with daily transportation. I get on my bicycle. I put on my helmet. I start riding. I feel the wind. I ride. Carefully. I stop at the traffic light. I cross the street. I enjoy the ride. I reach my destination. I park my bicycle. I feel good. Repeat after me. I get on my bicycle. I ride. I stop. I cross. I enjoy. I park. I feel good. Thinking in English during your daily activities builds your confidence. It also helps you think faster. You won't need to translate in your head. You will start to speak English naturally, and you will feel more fluent every day. Let us now think in English about things we do every evening. Imagine you come home after a long day. You can say in your mind, I arrive home. I take off my shoes. I hang up my jacket. I wash my hands. I change into comfortable clothes. I sit down for a moment. I take a deep breath. I feel relaxed. Now repeat with me slowly. I arrive home. I take off my shoes. I wash my hands. I change clothes. I sit down. I relax. Thinking like this helps you feel natural with English, even during your rest time. Now imagine you are preparing your dinner. I go to the kitchen. I open the fridge. I check what I have. I take out some vegetables. I wash them. I cut them. I heat the pan. I start cooking. I add some salt. I stir the food. I taste it. I like the taste. I finish cooking. I serve the food. I sit down to eat. I enjoy my dinner. Let's say it together. I go to the kitchen. I check the fridge. I take out vegetables. I cook. I taste. I eat. I enjoy. Now imagine you are washing the dishes after dinner. I pick up the dirty dishes. I rinse them with water. I put soap on the sponge. I scrub the dishes. I wash them well. I rinse again. I dry the dishes. I put them away. I clean the sink. I wipe the counter. I feel happy to have a clean kitchen. Let us repeat slowly. I pick up the dishes. I wash them. I rinse them. I dry them. I clean the sink. I wipe the counter. I feel happy. You can also think in English when you are preparing for bed. I check my phone. I set my alarm. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I comb my hair. I put on my pajamas. I turn off the lights. I get into bed. I close my eyes. I take a deep breath. I feel relaxed. I fall asleep. Repeat. Slowly. I check my phone. I set my alarm. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I get into bed. I close my eyes. I fall asleep. Now let us practice thinking in English when you are reading something. I pick up the book. I open it. I read the first page. I follow the story. I read slowly. I understand the words. I enjoy the story. I turn the page. I read more. I finish the chapter. I feel happy. Let us say it together. I pick up the book. I open it. I read. I understand. I enjoy. I finish the chapter. I feel happy. When you are watching a movie or a television show, you can also practice. I turn on the television. I choose a movie. I watch carefully. I listen to the dialogue. I try to understand. I enjoy the story. I laugh at the funny parts. I feel excited during the action. I feel happy at the end. Let us repeat. I turn on the television. I choose a movie. I watch. I listen. I enjoy. I feel happy. Even small daily tasks like making tea or coffee are good for practice. I fill the kettle with water. I boil the water. I prepare the cup. I put the tea bag in the cup. I pour the hot water. I wait for a few minutes. I take out the tea bag. I add some sugar. I stir the tea. I take a sip. I enjoy the taste. Let us say it slowly. I fill the kettle. I boil the water. I make tea. I stir. I sip. I enjoy. Now imagine you are going shopping for clothes. I enter the store. I look around. I see a nice jacket. I check the price. I try it on. It fits well. I like it. I decide to buy it. I go to the counter. I pay. I thank the cashier. I leave the store with a smile. Repeat after me. I enter the store. I see a jacket. I try it on. I buy it. I thank the cashier. I leave with a smile. You can also think in English when you are talking to someone. I see my friend. I say hello. I ask, how are you? My friend says, I'm fine. I smile. We talk about our day. We share some news. We laugh. We make plans. We say goodbye. I feel happy. Let us practice this together. I see my friend. I say hello. I ask, how are you? We talk. We laugh. We say goodbye. I feel happy. Even simple things like writing an email can be a chance to practice. I open my laptop. I check my email. I write a reply. I check my words. I send the email. I close my laptop. I feel good. Now repeat with me. I open my laptop. I check my email. I write. I send. I close the laptop. I feel good. When you are exercising, you can practice thinking. In English, I put on my sports clothes. I tie my shoes. I stretch my arms. I stretch my legs. I start jogging. I feel the fresh air. I feel my heart beating. I breathe deeply. I enjoy the exercise. I finish my run. I drink some water. I feel strong. Let us say it together. I put on my sports clothes. I stretch. I start jogging. I breathe. I enjoy. I drink water. I feel strong. You can also practice when you are at a restaurant. I enter the restaurant. I wait to be seated. I sit at the table. I look at the menu. I choose a dish. I order my food. I wait. The waiter brings the food. I say thank you. I start eating. I enjoy the meal. I pay the bill. I leave the restaurant. I feel happy. Let us repeat. I enter the restaurant. I sit down. I look at the menu. I order. I eat. I enjoy. I pay. I leave. I feel happy. When you practice thinking in English like this every day, you will see a big change in your confidence. Your speaking will become smoother, and your understanding will get better. Let us now practice thinking in English when we are at the office or working. I arrive at the office. I greet my coworkers. I go to my desk. I turn on my desk. Computer. I check my emails. I reply to some messages. I start my work. I write reports. I attend meetings. I share my ideas. I listen carefully. I take notes. I work on a project. I finish my tasks. I take a short break. I have a cup of coffee. I talk to my colleagues. I return to my desk. I continue working. I finish work for the day. I shut down my computer. I say goodbye to my coworkers. I leave the office. I feel accomplished. Let us practice this slowly together. I arrive at the office. I greet my coworkers. I start my work. I attend meetings. I take notes. I finish my tasks. I take a break. I continue working. I leave the office. I feel accomplished. When you practice like this, You are preparing yourself to speak English in real work situations. Now imagine you are making a phone call at work. I pick up the phone, I dial the number, I wait for the other person to answer. I say hello, I introduce myself. I explain the reason for my call. I listen carefully. I take notes. I ask questions. I thank the person. I end the call. I feel confident. Now repeat after me. I pick up the phone. I dial the number. I say, hello. I introduce myself. I explain. I listen. I ask. I thank. I end the call. I feel confident. Now imagine you are attending an online meeting. I turn on my computer. I open the meeting app. I join the meeting. I turn on my camera. I say, hello to everyone. I listen carefully. I speak when it is my turn. I share my ideas. I take notes. I ask questions. I thank everyone at the end. I leave the meeting. I feel satisfied. Let us say it together. I join the meeting. I turn on my camera. I listen. I speak. I ask questions. I thank everyone. I leave the meeting. I feel satisfied. Now, let us think about traveling. I pack my bag. I check my tickets. I check my passport. I leave for the airport. I arrive at the airport. I check in. I go through security. I wait at the gate. I board the plane. I find my seat. I put my bag in the overhead compartment. I fasten my seatbelt. I relax. The plane takes off. I enjoy the flight. I arrive at my destination. I get off the plane. I collect my luggage. I leave the airport. Let us repeat slowly. I pack my bag. I check my tickets. I go to the airport. I check in. I go through security. I board the plane. I enjoy the flight. I arrive. I collect my airport luggage. I leave the airport. You can practice thinking in English in every situation. Even when you are visiting a new city, I arrive in the city. I check into the hotel. I unpack my bag. I look at the city map. I plan my visit. I go sightseeing. I take photos. I try local food. I visit museums. I buy souvenirs. I meet new people. I enjoy my trip. I return to the hotel. I rest. I feel happy. Let us say it together. I arrive in the city. I check into the hotel. I go sightseeing. I take photos. I try local food. I meet new people. I enjoy my trip. I feel happy. Now imagine you are at a hotel. I enter the hotel. I go to the reception. I say hello. I check in. I get my room key. I go to my room. I open the door. I check the room. I put down my bag. I relax for a moment. I explore the hotel. I visit the restaurant. I use the gym. I swim in the pool. I enjoy my stay. Now slowly, I enter the hotel. I check in. I go to my room. I relax. I explore the hotel. I enjoy my stay. Now let us think about visiting a restaurant with friends. I make a reservation. I arrive at the restaurant. I meet my friends. We sit at the table. We look at the menu. We order our food. We talk. We laugh. The food arrives. We enjoy our meal. We share stories. We thank the waiter. We pay the bill. We leave the restaurant. We feel happy. Let us practice this together. I make a reservation. I meet my friends. We order. We talk. We enjoy our meal. We pay. We leave. We feel happy. Now, imagine you are visiting a doctor. I make an epsilon appointment. I arrive at the clinic. I check in at the reception. I wait in the waiting room. The nurse calls my name. I go to the doctor's office. I greet the doctor. I explain my symptoms. I answer the doctor's questions. The doctor examines me. The doctor gives me advice. I get a prescription. I thank the doctor. I leave the clinic. I go to the pharmacy. I buy the medicine. I go home. I rest. I feel better. Let us say it slowly. I make an appointment. I arrive at the clinic. I see the doctor. I explain my symptoms. I get advice. I buy medicine. I rest. I feel better. Now imagine you are going to the bank. I enter the bank. I take a number. I wait for my turn. I go to the counter. I greet the staff. I explain what I need. I deposit money. I withdraw money. I open an account. I ask questions. I thank the staff. I leave the bank. Repeat with me. I enter the bank. I take a number. I go to the counter. I explain. I thank. I leave. Thinking in English, even when you are doing errands, helps you feel ready for real conversations. Now let us imagine you are going to a post office. I enter the post office. I take a ticket. I wait. I go to the post office counter. I send a package. I buy stamps. I ask for information. I pay. I thank the staff. I leave the post office. I feel good. Let us practice together. I enter the post office. I send a package. I buy stamps. I thank. I leave. I feel good. Let us now think in English about attending a family gathering. I prepare for the gathering. I get dressed. I wrap a gift. I leave the house. I travel to my family's home. I arrive. I greet my family members. I smile. I give hugs. I sit down with them. We talk. We share stories. We laugh together. We eat together. We take photos. We enjoy the time. I say goodbye. I leave. I feel happy after seeing my family. Now, repeat with me slowly. I prepare for the gathering. I get dressed. I travel. I greet my family. We talk. We laugh. We eat. We enjoy. I leave. I feel happy. Let us now imagine you are helping a friend. I get a message from my friend. My friend asks for help. I reply. I say, sure, I can help. I go to my friend's place. I greet my friend. I ask, what do you need? My friend explains, I help with the task. I work together with my friend. We finish the task. I say, happy to help. My friend thanks me. I say goodbye. I feel good. Now slowly. I get a message. I reply. I go to my friend's place. I help. We finish. I say goodbye. I feel good. Thinking like this helps you speak naturally in daily conversations. Now imagine you are exercising at home. I put on my workout clothes. I stretch my arms. I stretch my legs. I start doing some exercises. I do jumping jacks. I do push-ups. I do sit-ups. I breathe deeply. I take short breaks. I drink water. I continue. I finish my workout. I stretch again. I feel strong. I feel healthy. I feel happy. Now say it with me slowly. I put on my workout clothes. I stretch. I exercise. I take a break. I drink water. I continue. I finish. I feel happy. Now let us think in English when you are walking your dog. I put on my shoes. I put the leash on my dog. I open the door. I go outside. I walk with my dog. I watch my dog running. I enjoy the fresh air. I see other people. I greet them. I smile. I walk back home. I give my dog some water. I feel relaxed. Let us say it slowly. I put on my shoes. I walk my dog. I enjoy the fresh air. I greet people. I return home. I feel relaxed. You can also practice when you are shopping online. I open my laptop. I visit the website. I search for the item I need. I check the options. I read the reviews. I choose a product. I add it to the cart. I enter my address. I make the payment. I confirm my order. I wait for delivery. I feel excited. Now let us repeat. I open my laptop. I search. I choose. I add to cart. I pay. I wait for delivery. I feel excited. Now let us practice. Thinking in English when you are visiting a park. I go to the park. I walk slowly. I look at the trees. I listen to the birds. I see children playing. I sit on a bench. I breathe deeply. I relax. I enjoy the nature. I smile. I feel calm. Let us repeat together slowly. I go to the park. I walk. I look at the trees. I listen to the birds. I sit on a bench. I breathe. I relax. I feel calm. Now imagine you are planning a trip with your friends. I call my friend. I say, let's plan a trip. We talk about the destination. We check the dates. We book the tickets. We plan the activities. We make a list. We pack our bags. We feel excited for the trip. We meet at the dates station. We travel together. We enjoy every moment. We take photos. We share memories. We return home. We feel happy. Let us say it slowly. I call my friend. We plan. We book tickets. We pack. We travel. We enjoy. We return. We feel happy. Now think about visiting a library. I go to the library. I enter quietly. I greet the librarian. I walk to the shelves. I look for a book. I find an interesting book. I sit down. I read quietly. I take notes. I borrow the book. I thank the librarian. I leave the library. I feel happy I found a good book. Now repeat with me slowly. I go to the library. I look for a book. I sit down. I read. I take notes. I borrow the book. I leave. I feel happy. Let us think in English when we are checking the weather. I look outside. I see the sun. I check the weather app. It says it will be warm. I decide to wear light clothes. I take my sunglasses. I feel ready to go out. Let us say it together. I look outside. I check the weather. I decide what to wear. I feel ready. Now think about when you are preparing a gift for someone. I think of my friend. I decide to buy a gift. I go to the store. I look for something nice. I find a perfect gift. I buy it. I wrap it nicely. I write a card. I feel happy. I give the gift. My friend smiles. I feel good. Let us repeat slowly. I decide to buy a gift. I go to the store. I buy it. I wrap it. I give it. I feel good. Now imagine you are preparing for a holiday. I check the calendar. I see a holiday is coming. I plan my days off. I decide where to go. I book my hotel. I plan activities. I pack my things. I feel excited. I look forward to my holiday. Now together, slowly, I check the calendar. I plan. I book. I pack. I feel excited. I look forward. Every time you do this, you make your thinking in English stronger. You make your fluency better. You prepare yourself for real conversations. And you grow in confidence. Let us now practice thinking in English when you are preparing for a special event. I check the date of the event. I mark it on my calendar. I decide what to wear. I choose my outfit. I iron my clothes. I polish my shoes. I get a haircut. I prepare a gift. I write a card. I check the event time. I plan how to get there. I feel excited. I feel ready. Now repeat with me slowly. I check the date. I choose my outfit. I prepare a gift. I check the time. I feel ready. Now, imagine you are traveling by train. I arrive at the Dunseas station. I buy a ticket. I check the platform. I wait for the train. The train arrives. I get on. I find my seat. I sit down. I look out of the window. I enjoy the view. I listen to music. I read a book. I relax. The train arrives at my stop. I get off. I feel happy with my trip. Let us say it together. I arrive at the station. I buy a ticket. I get on the train. I find my seat. I enjoy the view. I get off. I feel happy. Now, imagine you are going to a museum. I arrive at the museum. I buy a ticket. I enter the museum. I look around. I see paintings. I read the information. I take pictures. I admire the art. I walk slowly. I visit all the Prada rooms. I buy a souvenir. I leave the museum. I feel inspired. Now repeat slowly. I arrive at the museum. I buy a ticket. I look around. I admire the art. I visit the rooms. I leave. I feel inspired. Let us now practice thinking in English. When you are attending a class, I arrive at the Sins Time classroom. I greet my classmates. I sit down. I take out my notebook. The teacher arrives. The lesson starts. I listen carefully. I take notes. I ask questions. I answer questions. I understand the topic. I review my notes. The class ends. I thank the teacher. I leave the classroom. I feel like I learned something new. Now slowly, I arrive at the classroom. I sit down. I listen. I take notes. I ask questions. I understand. I leave. I feel happy. Now imagine you are visiting a cafe with a friend. I arrive at the cafe. I see my friend. We greet each other. We sit down. We look at the menu. We order coffee. We talk. We share stories. We laugh. The waiter brings our coffee. We say thank you. We drink. Slowly. We enjoy our time. We pay the bill. We say goodbye. I leave feeling happy. Now say it with me. I arrive at the cafe. I greet my friend. We sit. We talk. We order coffee. We enjoy. We pay. We say goodbye. I feel happy. Now let us practice when you are writing in your diary. I open my diary. I take a pen. I think about my day. I write about what I did. I write about how I felt. I write my thoughts. I write my plans. I feel calm. I close my diary. I feel good. Now slowly. I open my diary. I think. I write. I feel calm. I close my diary. I feel good. Now imagine you are preparing for a job interview. I check the interview time. I read about the company. I prepare my answers. I practice speaking. I choose my outfit. I get ready. I leave the house. I arrive at the place. I greet the interviewer. I answer the questions. I listen carefully. I ask questions. I thank the interviewer. I leave. I feel confident. Let us say it together. I check the time. I prepare. I practice. I arrive. I greet. I answer. I thank. I leave. I feel confident. Now let us practice when you are attending a wedding. I receive the class invitation. I mark the date. I choose my clothes. I buy a gift. I write a card. I arrive at the wedding. I greet the couple. I find my seat. I watch the ceremony. I smile. I take photos. I enjoy the meal. I dance. I talk to people. I say congratulations. I leave. I feel happy for the couple. Now say it slowly. I receive the invitation. I choose my clothes. I buy a gift. I arrive. I greet. I enjoy. I dance. I leave. I feel happy. Now imagine you are cleaning your room. I pick up my clothes. I fold them. I put them in the closet. I pick up the trash. I throw it away. I dust the furniture. I vacuum the floor. I wipe the table. I organize my things. I feel good. I look around. I smile. Let us say it together. I pick up my clothes. I fold them. I dust. I vacuum. I organize. I feel good. I smile. Now think about sending a letter. I write the letter. I put it in an envelope. I write the address. I put a stamp. I go to the post office. I send the letter. I feel excited. I hope it arrives soon. Now slowly, I write the letter. I put a stamp. I send it. I feel excited. Now imagine you are visiting a beach. I pack my bag. I bring sunscreen. I wear sunglasses. I arrive at the beach. I take off my shoes. I walk on the sand. I sit under the sun. I swim in the sea. I build a sandcastle. I collect seashells. I take photos. I enjoy the view. I feel relaxed. Now let us say it together. I pack my bag. I arrive. I walk on the sand. I swim. I enjoy. I feel relaxed. Thinking in English in these ways will help you speak naturally. You will start using English in your mind all the time, and your confidence will grow every day. Let us now practice thinking in English. When you are preparing a meal for your family, I decide what to cook. I check the ingredients. I make a shopping list. I go to the market. I buy fresh vegetables. I buy meat. I buy spices. I come back home. I wash the meat. Ingredients. I cut the vegetables. I prepare the meat. I heat the pan. I start cooking. I add the spices. I stir the food. I taste it. I cook slowly. I set the table. I serve the food. I call my family. We sit together. We enjoy the meal. We talk. We laugh. I feel happy to see them. Enjoy. Now repeat with me slowly. I decide what to cook. I buy the ingredients. I come back home. I prepare the food. I cook. I serve. We eat together. We enjoy. I feel happy. Now, imagine you are baking a cake. I check the recipe. I gather the ingredients. I preheat the oven. I mix the flour and sugar. I add eggs. I stir the batter. I pour it into the pan. I put the pan in the oven. I wait. I check if it is baked. I take it out. I let it cool. I decorate the cake. I taste it. I feel proud. Let us say it slowly. I check the recipe. I mix the ingredients. I bake. I decorate. I taste. I feel proud. Now, let us think about decorating your home. I decide to clean the walls. I hang new pictures. I move the prasen, furniture. I buy some plants. I arrange them. I put new cushions on the sofa. I light a candle. I look around. I feel happy with the new look. Let us repeat together. I clean. I hang pictures. I move furniture. I buy plants. I decorate. I feel happy. Now imagine you are preparing for a picnic. I check the weather. I pack some food. I pack a blanket. I bring water. I invite my friends. We meet at the park. We find a good spot. We sit down. We eat. We play games. We take photos. We relax. We enjoy the fresh air. We talk. We feel happy. Now say it slowly. I check the weather. I pack food. I meet my friends. We sit. We eat. We relax. We enjoy. We feel happy. Now let us practice thinking in English when you are buying a gift for someone special. I think about the person. I go to the store. I look around. I find something special. I buy it. I wrap it nicely. I write a message. I give the gift. I see their smile. I feel good. Let us say it together. I think about the person. I buy a gift. I wrap it. I give it. I see them smile. I feel good. Now imagine you are on a road trip. I pack my bags. I check the car. I fill the gas. I set the GPS. I start driving. I listen. To music. I enjoy the view. I stop for a break. I take photos. I continue driving. I arrive at my destination. I feel happy about the trip. Now, slowly. I pack. I check the car. I start driving. I listen to music. I enjoy. Arrive. I feel happy. Now think about helping Someone at work. My coworker asks for help. I listen, I say yes, I explain things, I work together. We finish the task. My coworker says thank you. I feel useful. Now say it with me. My coworker asks, I help. We finish. I feel useful. Now imagine you are hosting a small party. I invite my friends, I prepare snacks, I decorate the room, I play some music. My friends arrive, I greet them, we talk, we laugh, we eat, we dance, we take photos, we enjoy. At the end, I thank everyone. I clean up. I feel happy. Now, slowly, I invite, I prepare, I welcome, we enjoy, I thank, I clean up, I feel happy. Let us now practice when you are writing a message to a friend. I open my phone, I open the chat, I type a message. I ask, how are you? I share my news. I send the message. I wait for the reply. I read the reply. I feel good. Let us repeat. I open my phone. I type. I send. I read. I feel good. Now think about attending a seminar. I register for the seminar. I arrive at the place. I check in. I find a seat. I listen carefully. I take notes. I ask questions. I meet new people. I learn new things. I say thank you. I leave. I feel motivated. Now say it. Slowly. I register. I arrive. I listen. I learn. I meet people. I leave. I feel motivated. Now imagine you are relaxing at home after a long day. I make a cup of tea. I sit on the sofa. I watch a movie. I read a book. I listen to soft music. I take a deep breath. I feel calm. I smile. I enjoy the peaceful time. Now slowly, I make tea. I sit. I watch. I listen. I feel calm. I enjoy. Now think about when you are visiting a bookstore. I enter the bookstore. I look at the shelves. I pick up a book. I read the summary. I decide to buy it. I pay at the counter. I leave the store. I feel excited to read. Now, together. I enter. I look. I pick a book. I pay. I leave. I feel excited. Now, imagine you are preparing for a weekend trip. I check my schedule. I pack my bag. I check the weather. I book a room. I plan my route. I leave early. I enjoy the trip. I explore new places. I take photos. I relax. I return home. I feel refreshed. Now say it with me. I check my schedule. I pack. I leave. I explore. I enjoy. I return. I feel refreshed. You see, you can practice thinking in English anytime, in every situation. With every daily task, you can think in simple sentences. You can shadow them. You can repeat them in your mind. You will get used to thinking in English. Your mind will stop translating. Your sentences will come out naturally. You will feel the paired change. You will become confident. You will enjoy speaking English every day.